know because of what? He was looking for some water. I'm kidding.
Our industrial trucks, they're rugged, powerful, indispensable. But as we just witnessed, when they're not treated with respect by operators and pedestrians alike, they can destroy property, create injuries, and take human lives. There are almost 1 million of these vehicles operating in the workplace, and they can be found in a variety of sizes and models. Many of them can be fitted with attachments to do specialized jobs. They're an extension of ourselves, and they are indispensable. These machines have the muscle to pick up heavy loads, to deliver them anywhere in the plant, and raise them to heights you might not believe. Because they work side by side with people in the plant, they present a constant potential hazard. Because if they're used incorrectly, they can destroy property, injure or kill operators, and run over anyone standing in their path. Therefore, before we can be trained to operate any of these vehicles, we must possess the physical and mental ability to operate them safely.
And before we can become authorized to use the equipment, we must demonstrate correct operating procedures and understand 3 basic areas of powered industrial truck safety: the characteristics, operation, and limitations of the vehicle you're using, the hazards due to the characteristics of the area where you will be operating your lift truck, and the general safety rules that apply to all powered industrial trucks and their operation.
To comprehend the importance of industrial truck safety, we need to examine the nature and severity of forklift accidents.
Hey, Dave, working hard?
Oh, yeah.
Most industrial truck accidents involve injuries received by people coming in contact with the truck or load, usually involving feet and legs. People working around industrial trucks are usually aware of their presence, but have no idea which way it's going next. Sometimes they assume the lift truck will go one way, but to their horror, it turns toward them. Other accidents occur when pedestrians are run over by lift trucks. This is usually a combination of operator inattention, blocked vision, or blind intersections.
While a variety of improper procedures produce most of the injuries, most fatalities occur when lift trucks overturn. And on June 30th, 1996, as Dennis Hilton was thinking about his upcoming vacation, he discovered the consequences of ignoring safe operating procedures.
We'd just taken all the old equipment out to the yard, and Jim was taking a load of new equipment over to receiving.
Dennis Hilton and Jim Terry had been on the job for over 6 years. They were part of a crew assigned to upgrading the production equipment.
Well, I said about another 15 minutes, about out here.
Yeah, I hear you. Jim couldn't wait to get out of there. I was getting on my truck and I looked up and I noticed he was going too fast. And as he made the turn, he started to tip over. Well, I went over to see what I could do, and there just wasn't much I could do.
Lift truck tip overs such as this are preventable because they're the result of improper operator procedures.
When the center of gravity moves outside the triangle of safety, the vehicle will turn over.
And it happens like this. The center of gravity of an unloaded lift truck is located near the center of the truck. When the vehicle is loaded, the center of gravity shifts forward in the direction of the load.
As the load is raised up the mast, the center of gravity of the lift truck, combined with the load's center of gravity, produces a new center of gravity. And as long as this combined center of gravity and the vertical stability line remain inside the stability triangle, the vehicle is stable. But when the line of action moves outside the triangle, the vehicle will continue to tip over.
Understanding how to maintain lift truck stability is vital to forklift safety. But how we operate our vehicles in the plant also affects our safety, as well as the safety of others in the area.
Often accidents occur when operators get off the forklift while it is moving, when maintenance people allow themselves to get trapped between platforms and overhead objects or other fixed structures, or they violate procedures and fall from the forks, or they try to use a pallet on the forks as a personnel lift. Also, injuries occur when operators get their legs, arms, or other body parts caught when the lift truck sideswipes a wall or a storage rack.
These are only a few of the ways people are injured or killed in accidents involving lift trucks. They could all have been prevented had proper safety procedures and practices been observed.
Safe procedures begin by following the proper loading and unloading of material, to safe driving procedures that include driving at safe speeds, maintaining safe distances between your lift truck and other vehicles, and being aware of pedestrians.
November 11th, 1995. Gerald Weisendorf, recently trained reach truck operator, was in a hurry to leave for the day. He quickly grabbed a loaded pallet from the rack and rushed toward the intersection.
When Gerald approached the intersection, he failed to slow down or blow the horn. And you must not drive with the load raised.
Quick stops and sharp turns at high speeds must be avoided. Always maintain a safe distance between your vehicle and other trucks. Also, be aware of the presence of others in the area.
Always sound your horn to announce your presence at intersections and allow ample stopping distance for pedestrians, other lift trucks, and company property. Keep in mind that a lift truck is not operated like an automobile. The auto uses the front wheels for steering, while the lift truck uses the rear of the truck for steering. Their turning arches are very different. Therefore, when turning, be aware of objects or pedestrians that may be in the path of the wide swinging rear of the lift truck.
Other differences between cars and lift trucks include the number of riders the manufacturer designs the truck for. And as Marilyn Boykin found out, thing they say.
Oh, let's go.
Dawes Jacobs, Marilyn Boykin, been working as a maintenance team on the second for over a year. They knew what they were doing, and they had a good safety record.
Wait a minute, Doris. I am too tired to walk.
You know we can't do that. There's nobody here, just this one. I guess.
Dawes and Merrily both knew they were breaking the rules, but that didn't stop them. Under no circumstances allow anyone to ride with you inside the lift truck or on the forks. As we just saw, safe operation of powered industrial trucks is very important. Equally important is the safe condition of the vehicle. Therefore, before beginning your work period, make sure you equip the equipment for safe operation.
Test the horn, lights, brakes, and backup alarm if used. Look for cracks or splits in the forks and check under the vehicle to make sure it's free of debris. Inspect the hydraulic hoses and connections for leaks. Make sure the controls are functioning correctly and the equipment works as it should. Operate the fork and mast controls and look for any problems. If you discover a malfunction, note it on your checkout sheet. Tag the vehicle out of service and notify your supervisor or other designated person. Never attempt to make repairs unless you've been trained and authorized by your company. After making sure the truck is safe to operate, ensure your own safety when driving by always using the operator restraints provided. Tests have proved that in the event of a tip-over, staying inside the cage produces fewer fatalities.
When operating the industrial truck, concentrate on your job and be aware of your surroundings. The lives of many people depend on it.
Therefore, plan your route carefully and pay special attention to obstructions, pedestrians, And pay attention to any changes in the road surface that could contribute to falling loads or tip overs.
When driving through the plant, keep the load as low as possible to clear obstructions. Typically, this might be 6 to 12 inches. You must always have clear visibility in the direction of travel, and you must always face the direction in which you're heading.
And make sure to keep your hands and feet inside the cage area at all times. Never allow anyone to come between your moving lift truck and fixed objects, such as storage racks, support beams, or walls, or inside a trailer.
Periodically, operators must leave their vehicles for a variety of reasons. But as Leonard Shepard found out on March 7, 1996, there's a good reason not to leave it unprotected.
Hey, Leonard, you know better than to leave that thing running like that.
I'm just gonna be a second.
Leonard had been trained for the forklift job just 6 months ago.
I didn't see any harm in leaving it parked and running just for a moment.
Look, the forklift's running.
Oh, we get a buggy up.
Leonard's assumptions didn't take into account the production maintenance crew's emergency and their need for equipment that he blocked with his lift truck.
Did you not grab this thing? I've seen it done, it can't be that hard. I'll tell you what, why don't you move it out of the box again? All right?
And then felt pressure to get the line running again. They weren't trained to use the lift truck, and they should have gone for help. Never leave a forklift running unattended.
If you're more than 25 feet from the vehicle, or if you're out of sight of your vehicle, you must lower the forks to their lowest position, turn the motor off, set the butt brake, and remove the key. And if this occurs on an incline, you must chock the wheels.
Other hazards to be aware of involve the area in which you're working. The task you plan to do and the area where you intend to operate will determine the type of industrial truck required. April 5th, 1996, Carlos Mandro went to the storage area to pick up a forklift.
Hey, watch, I'm going to use this truck. Hey, Carlos, you can't do that. This thing's got to leave.
Oh, man, I have a trunk.
I'll take this truck.
As a trained lift truck operator, you must understand what type of forklift you're operating and the safety restrictions that apply.
Carlos knew the paint area was restricted to a Type EX truck. He proceeded anyway.
There are 7 classes of forklifts, and they're classified by the type of work they were designed to do.
Forklifts are grouped by the class of power units such as diesel, electric, gasoline, or propane, and what safety features they incorporate. You must know the type of vehicle you're using and in which area it may not be used. Other information located here is the load capacity of the truck and the load centers that are used. If you don't understand this information, check with your supervisor.
Other areas which create hazard for operators include moving up and down grades, such as on ramps and other sloped surfaces. To do this safely, remember this.
When moving up grade, keep the load uphill. And when carrying the load down a grade, keep the load uphill. In other words, always keep the load uphill. And keep this in mind. Avoid turning while moving on a grade. You're increasing your chance of tipping over.
When operating an industrial truck, you'll be confronted with loading and unloading, many different shapes, sizes, and types of loads. And as an operator, it's your responsibility to do it safely. But there have been problems. On June 25, 1997, an operator attempted to move a steel tank from an old production area. He backed up, spun around. The tank was partially full, and the center of mass shifted. The tank fell, striking a co-worker. Before picking up any load, always make sure it's stable and does not exceed the load capacity of your truck.
If there is any problem, it must be corrected before moving. When using special attachments, remember they can cause instability. Partially filled containers can shift about because the center of gravity moves.